We are here today with Professor Janusz Filipiak, an accomplished scientist and educator who also founded a large software company that serves clients in tens of countries around the globe. We are glad to have you with us today at MENA Tech. How are you today, Professor Filipiak?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. My pleasure to meet you and have a chance to do this interview.
Thank you so much. Please, can you tell our viewers more about your company and what you do?
So basically, we are a software house. We develop software products for several industries like telecommunication, banking and insurance sector, and for services sector. And then we install those software products for our customers. So we are a company with 6,700 employees, which means that we are a relatively large company. We have a global coverage. We are present on 5 continents. We entered Africa. And then we have offices in 30 countries. Our revenue is approaching 400 million euros or dollars. But it is all our income. So because we don't buy and sell, we just develop our software and we install it for customer as a service. So this, in a nutshell, this is what we are. And some people say that we are the largest unknown company.
Many clients trust your products as integral parts of their systems. Would you share with us a success story involving one of your clients?
I cannot refer to all customers, of course, but my preferable example is British Petroleum. We started with installation of loyalty system in one country, which is Poland. But then I think that now our system is being used by BP in all countries in which they are present, maybe with the exception of US. It's an amazing system because, you come to petrol station, you take petrol, you get your loyalty points, and online you scan your card. This information goes to data center in Poland, and it comes immediately to the sales point, and the customer knows about the total amount of points and can choose a reward. So even for me, who is working in the field of IT, it's amazing that you can do it globally.
You opened offices in both the UAE and Saudi Arabia. What are your plans for the Middle East market in particular?
So first time we came to Dubai over 20 years ago. We did a project which was telecommunication system for Dubai Internet City, and since that time we are present in the region. Then we opened also our office in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh. And now we deliver projects to several countries in Gulf, which is, of course, Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait. So we are quite present. We deliver projects to largest airlines. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I can disclose names of our customer. Our marketing will check it for you. One customer which I know I can tell is Amdocs, where we deliver loyalty system to the petrol stations. But we have our customers are the largest airlines in the region, largest bank, so we have a very nice customer base. We have good plans for being present in the region. Why? Because what happens in Europe now, decision processes are very slow. Maybe money are there, but to get a contract, our customer to contract a project, our customer needs a lot of meeting committees. Everybody is avoiding to take a responsibility decision, while in the Middle East, Emirates, and Saudi Arabia, we have well-defined ownership and decisions are taken efficiently. There is a nowadays in global economy, there is a factor which can give a big advantage to your countries.
Aside from your home country, Comarch has opened tens of offices spanning 5 countries. Do you consider local presence as an ingredient to your winning formula?
Yes, we must do so. And we have our office in Dubai Internet City zone. And we need to employ local people because, IT is very oriented to our local cultural context. So IT is not like machinery or buildings. You work with people, you implement processes for managing people. So this local context is very important. And we need to employ local people, and it's always easier. What happens now, people are lazy globally, sorry for saying that, but they don't want to relocate. They want to relocate for a shorter period of time, like maximum 2-3 years, and then they want to return to their home country or go elsewhere. So, it's not even a question if we want or we don't want, it is a must. Now you need to employ people locally with local culture.
Okay, great. Next question. Along the way, you should have faced a lot of, let's say, challenges and, let's say, problems also in your line of work. Tell us about some of the most interesting ones.
What happens is, in most cases, or usually or nearly always, we deliver our project, so there is no threat here. But our customers are subject to mergers, acquisitions, and then subsequently strategies are changed. And near 2000, I think, we lost a customer which was responsible for bringing us 40% of our revenue. So can you imagine what happens if company loses 40% of revenue? It was a big, I would say, disaster. We survived it. But since that time, we take care that we don't have a single customer which is responsible for large proportion of our income. At the moment, we have many customers, and we don't have a customer which brings more than 2% of our revenue.
As a software company, you have survived the dot-com crash and the global financial crisis, among many other events. You think there is a secret recipe of that?
Of course, you need to be young, rich, beautiful, and healthy. And then you can cope with external volatile environment. But basically, I would say one thing is diversity. So I mentioned in my previous statement, and I repeat it now, diversity is very important. It helps to survive crises. I should say that usually we had one-dimensional crisis. It was the financial crisis, before it was dot-com crisis, and then it was COVID pandemic, one-dimensional crisis. Now we have multi-dimensional crisis because we have various things like, it's stagflation, there's greenhouse effect, energy shortage, still COVID in some places like in China, and other. The disruption of global supply chains, and then managing company in such a business environment is difficult. But you see, usually people ask for one brief answer, and my answer is diversity. Companies should diversify their products, markets on which they are active, diversify suppliers, and this diversity helps to survive because you have an option. If in one country economic situation is worse, then you can move to other countries. For example, we have data centers. As regards suppliers, we have data centers in 15 countries around the globe. Now, energy prices are very high. It does not refer so much to Middle East, but to other countries very much. And what we observe is that energy prices are cheaper in countries which have nuclear plants like France, US, and other countries. The energy is more expensive, electrical energy is more expensive. So we develop our data centers. We have data centers in France and US, and we have that option because many years ago we decided to place our data centers in many countries around the globe, and now we have this advantage that we don't need to worry about energy prices and blackouts, and we can ensure continuous delivery of our services to our customers.
Many software companies are bought out by larger tech giants once they prove success. Comarch has been operating for about 29 years for now. How have you managed to stay independent for this long?
Yeah, so it's not a secret that I have many requests to sell parts or the whole company to global corporations or to financial investors. But the main factor is that we grow. Yesterday we published financial results for first half of this year, and again year on year we grow. So as long as we grow as a majority shareholder, I don't see a need to sell our company. And I know, based on very good insight in my company, in our company, I see that we have chances to grow. We have established customer base. We have long-term contracts. We heavily invested during last dozen of years in our global presence. So we diversified our product portfolio customers. So I don't see a reason to sell a company. And still, I have found in running that company and managing that company and managing growth. Of course, now we have this what I call multidimensional global crisis. But there's also a challenge, how to survive, how to scale company up, down, to go through those difficult times. So for me, it's still a lot of fun.
Awesome. That's very good news. It's a little bit inspirational, let's say. For that, I will go for the last question. We didn't include it in the when I sent the question, but it's a simple question. It's like advice for entrepreneurs and startups. So the question is, you founded a company that weathered the storms for decades. Give me one advice do you have for startups and young entrepreneurs around the world?
It's I like what Cicero, the philosopher, said in Rome thousands of years ago, is what you need is perseverance. So the perseverance is needed. So establishing a business requires a lot of hard work, but quite often you are down with your business, you have problems, but then you should be persistent and don't resign. So because there is a lot of clever people, but clever people quite often they say, that's enough. I'm fed up. No, if you want to be a real businessman, you need to persist in your efforts. And then you don't require a big thinking, but you require a lot of work. But I would say perseverance, persistence is the key factor to grow a company.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for your time, and it was a pleasure.
And I wish to thank you for inviting me to that interview. With pleasure, I'm always coming to Dubai and Saudi Arabia, to Riyadh and Jeddah, so at least 3 times a year. Thank you very much.